Toyota is fighting its way into the electric vehicle market, with more than a dozen EVs planned for the next few years. The first one, the Bz4X SUV, is finally here. Join us as we explore Toyota's journey back to electric vehicle relevance with the Bz4X. If any traditional automaker should have made a smooth transition to electric vehicles, it was Toyota. It has two brands, Toyota and Lexus, which are among the most trusted globally. The Japanese automobile powerhouse built up a decent lead with its Prius hybrid, which should have been a natural precursor to its purely electric vehicle. Toyota sold more than 15 million of the Prius hybrid, cementing the model's iconic status. When the Lexus brand is accounted for, Toyota at one time had 44 hybrids on the market and calculated it had prevented more than 120 million tons of harmful emissions from polluting the environment. However, a series of bad decisions and unfocused leadership led to the point where Toyota is today in the world of electric vehicles. The company decided to focus on hydrogen fuel cells to the detriment of BEVs. The company started showing signs of getting back to the right path earlier this year, with the shocking announcement that it would turn on the fire hose by releasing 70 alternatively fueled vehicles globally, all of these by 2025. Even for a company as large as Toyota, it was pretty ambitious. 15 of the lot would be purely electric and 7 would come under the BZ brand, which means Beyond Zero. Toyota released a concept SUV, the Bz4X, which has grown into an actual product. This follows the same pattern as the Volkswagen ID Buzz, which also started life as a funky retro minivan but has actually graduated into an upcoming product. Now that the Bz4X is here, is it enough to attract buyers? The Bz4X is coming at a time when competition is heating up in the electric vehicle industry. New entrants like Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid are carving market share for themselves with excellent EVs like the Model 3, Model S, R1T electric pickup truck, and the Lucid Air Dream Edition, which has the longest range ever in a production electric car. The old guards like Volkswagen, Ford, and Mercedes-Benz are also flexing their muscles with pumped-up cars like the ID4, the Mustang Mach-E, and the EQS. Knowing how crowded the market is, Toyota has come out swinging with a feature-packed SUV for its first electric model. The Bz4X is the first purely electric model to use a platform built completely for battery electric vehicles. It is based on the eTNGA platform it developed in conjunction with Subaru, in which Toyota has a small investment. TNGA means Toyota New Global Architecture. The combination of Toyota and Subaru makes lots of sense design-wise, as it allows the Bz4X to pick up Toyota's legendary quality, durability, and reliability while benefiting from Subaru's all-wheel drive expertise. The eTNGA is a breakthrough for Toyota due to its highly customizable nature. Many of its features could be altered to fit the type of vehicle that is being built on it. For example, the platform can handle different wheelbase sizes, overhangs, variable numbers of batteries, and so forth. This means Toyota can easily make two-motor powertrains with all-wheel drive or single-motor with either rear or front-wheel drive. So using a single platform, Toyota can build the larger cars American drivers prefer and the smaller cars that sell in Europe. One of the key benefits of this eTNGA platform is that it makes building EVs faster and cost less, as most of the research and development work has been done already. Outside, the Bz4X has retained most of the looks of the concept car. The aggressive styling that has been characteristic of Toyota's recent models is there, with sharp, well-defined edges. Now, in speccing out the Bz4X, Toyota has shown it is not above courting controversy or lifting features from other manufacturers. For example, the Bz4X features a yoke in the place of a steering wheel, a la Tesla's Model S. The butterfly-shaped yoke allows drivers in the Bz4X to see the dashboard better, as the top part does not cause an obstruction, unlike the steering wheel. For drivers who fear it will be awkward making harder turns where they have to grip and re-grip the yoke, a special feature of the Bz4X's steering system makes the fear non-existent. Unlike the yoke in the Tesla Model S, the Bz4X's yoke is not mechanically connected to the front wheels. Toyota uses software to tell the tires how much to turn, which is called steer-by-wire. In fact, the yoke doesn't turn more than 150 degrees. Tesla is also developing a steer-by-wire system, but apparently couldn't get it to ship with the refreshed Model S. Think of the system as the handlebar of a bicycle that you can turn without having to re-grip. The combination of the yoke and steer-by-wire makes the Bz4X easy to steer in tight corners. Moreover, vibrations from the tires will not affect the yoke due to the lack of connection between them. Apart from these, the yoke makes it easier to get into and out of the driver's seat and provides more legroom while driving. The Bz4X even lets you change the steering characteristics with drive mode selection, so for now the yoke in the Bz4X is better at low speeds than the one in the Model S. Toyota, however, is willing to compromise because it will sell a version of the Bz4X with the popular steering wheel. Unlike Tesla's yoke, the Bz4X has physical buttons on both the yoke and the steering wheels to access settings. You'll find more buttons on the touchscreen center console too. The Bz4X has a 71.4 kWh battery pack, which will yield a cruising range per charge of 500 km or 310 miles according to WLTC standards for the front-wheel version. The all-wheel drive sacrifices about 40 km of driving range. Charging the battery on a 150 kilowatt charger will take the battery from 0 to 80% in about 30 minutes. However, there is another ingenious way to charge the battery, something few other EVs have. The Bz4X has an optional solar roof that can harvest the sunlight and convert it into energy in the battery. With this secondary source of power, you can gain 1,800 kilometers of extra driving range per year. In addition, the Bz4X is capable of bidirectional charging, which means it can send out power from the battery, which can charge another car, power electronics, or even supply power to your household. Speaking of batteries, Toyota is not joking with its battery supply, as all its Bz ambitions depend on it. The company is committed to spending a massive $13.6 billion on battery supply systems and R&D on EV battery tech by 2030. Toyota wants to reduce the cost of its battery by 30%, a significant amount, as the cost of the battery is the biggest in the bill of materials for electric vehicles. But that is not all the improvement Toyota is making to its batteries. It will also improve power consumption, which is the amount of electricity used per kilometer, by 30%. The Bz4X is the first electric vehicle to benefit from these changes. Toyota is also developing solid-state batteries that increase energy density, enable faster charging, and safer battery operation. The company hopes to get its solid-state battery ready by 2025 when it starts powering production vehicles. Toyota's goal is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, and it is using its electrified lineup to get there. Working with batteries is not strange to Toyota, who has thousands of patents after selling millions of hybrid cars. Other features of the Toyota Bz4X SUV include high soundproofing glass and wind noise reduction that provides a quietness that enables clear conversation while driving. There are also seat and steering wheel heaters and front seat radiant foot heating to keep your lower extremities toasty even during cold weather. This feature is a first for Toyota. Toyota has also promised over-the-air updates to make the Bz4X better continuously. Unlike the battery electric vehicle that Toyota has offered in the past in China alone, the Bz4X will be sold globally, starting with Japan. For American buyers, Toyota will release more info at a later date. Let's hear what you think of the Toyota Bz4X SUV in the comment section.